I'm not gonna lie, it's been so long since the last episode, I don't really remember what I did off camera. I'm pretty sure between the last episode, I got a second beacon. I don't remember if that was then or between the last two videos, but anyways, today we are getting into some petrochemistry. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do because I want to get to polyethylene. That's my goal. We got a ways to go before we get there. So once I kill this Enderman, I'll get on with what I was trying to say, or it'll leave. Anyways, I don't think that this will be quite as bad of a recipe as I was previously expecting. And oh my gosh, this guy's elusive. Okay, whatever. I don't think this is going to be as terrible as I was expecting. So I'll get a chemical reactor here. We're going to pump light fuel into that, and we're going to pump steam into that. So I'm going to bring a line right here for some steam. And there we go. So that's going to start making me steamed cracked light fuel right there. And I'm just going to pump that into a stainless steel tank right here. This is going to be a really jank setup for right now. We're going to go fluid auto extraction into this stainless steel tank. By the way, stainless steel, we're doing quite well on. Yeah, we've got 5,429, so we're not hurting for that. I don't even know how we got that much. I don't remember AFK in that long. Oh my god. Go away. Holy crap. Oh my god, I got 9 ender pearls out of that guy. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. We're going to then take that steam cracked light fuel and we're going to turn that into ethylene here through a distillery. So I've got our distillery right there. And I guess really I could have just sent that straight into the distillery. I think I'm going to do that actually. Make sure that you go in and lock the recipe steam cracked light fuel to ethylene. Otherwise it'll make some other weird thing. It'll make this stuff over here. I think this was what it was trying to make, acetylylene. I'm going to send this ethylene here over to another chemical reactor, and then I'm going to just manually be feeding this guy for right now. We're going to be giving it tiny lead dust. So I'm going to place this compacting drawer somewhere up here. Oh, just like maybe like right here. And then I can place an item pipe to get into that. And I can place just regular lead dust in there. And that'll make that tiny lead dust. And we'll get plenty of it. And now we have polyethylene and a bunch of quests. And now we can work towards some overclock upgrades, which I'm very excited about. Now we can get our first basic upgrades, which I'm going to go ahead and they're going to go right into our polyethylene setup down there, I think. I'm going to go ahead and make 4 of those. Is it going to make more? What's it trying to make? I want to see what it makes. Oh, it did. How did it make 8? I didn't think I had enough. Oh, no, it only takes 500 to make the basic ones. That's right. Okay, I was very confused for a second there. Okay, so this one seems to be keeping up, but this is pretty slow. So let's throw some basic upgrades in there and see what we can get it up to. So now the max overclock is 40 EU a tick. Now the max overclock is 48 EU a tick. And this guy's all the way overclocked. This guy doesn't even need to be overclocked. This one can run at max overclock. But we're probably going to need another turbine right here. And the great thing about this is now with 8 basic upgrades, I can upgrade this compressor to 48 EU a tick. And finally, we can make ourselves emerald and diamond plates. And that will get us this quest and we'll unlock the next tier backpack, which is going to be huge. Man, check this out. We got some nice looking backpacks now. Another thing we can go ahead and do now is upgrade our dank to a dank 3. The next tier is going to require blocks of Enderium, which is going to be interesting to get, I think. That might take a little while. Actually, that's not that bad at all. Now that we've got our overclockers and whatnot, I really want to work on some infrastructure upgrades because I feel like that's something that we've kind of been lacking lately. We need to expand our assembler room here to include some more stuff. But first off, I really want to get just some more storage of certain items going because these configurable chests are really just meant to be like a buffer. And I've kind of turned them into more than that. But I really want to kind of improve this system that we've got going right here. So I'm going to place a drawer access point here to allow me to access those. And then I'm just going to pull from the top of these over into that drawer access point. And I'm just going to pick some certain items. So like motors, I want to keep more of. Robot arms, pistons, pumps, I want to keep a lot of. So I'm going to put each of those into their own drawer here. What else do I want to keep a lot of? I want to keep a lot of analog circuits. Probably a lot of analog circuit boards as well would not be a bad idea. So let's see if I can find... Ooh, we might be out of rubber. I bet that's what the deal is there. But just some of these various items that we're going to need a lot of. Tin cables, I'm going to want to keep a bunch of. Electrum cables, we have a lot of, so I'm not probably going to worry about that too much. Fluid pipes and item pipes, usually a stack buffer is just fine for those. Thinking that's probably all we'll buffer, like really over the top. Maybe redstone batteries might not be a bad idea as well. Won't we do too much work around the base? I really want to get these glow vision goggles. They require glow ink sacs. The rabbit hide I can get, maybe? Yeah, it's not too terrible. I could probably get that. But the glow ink sacs we're gonna need to automate because it uses those in the it uses those basically as fuel for it. So I think we're gonna go ahead and set up a mob crusher. Now I have all of the stuff for it. I'm thinking maybe we'll set it up just down here somewhere in kind of our old area, maybe like over here. It's pretty big. So here we go. Let's build this thing. I'm gonna come down here to my laser engraver and make myself a squid model. And that's gonna go into the mob crusher here. All right, I'm getting sidetracked, but I had to disconnect our assembler room. We ran out of steam. So I'm gonna have to expand our boiler setup here. How do I want to do this? I'm thinking I might just bring one out this way because I should have left myself room right here, but I didn't. And that's on me. But yeah, I'm probably just going to have to bring it out here and connect the water and items around. It's going to look terrible. I don't know if that's how I want to do that, but this hydrogen thing is in the way. Ooh, crisis averted. We are now producing steam once again. And I can go back and enable our assembly room over here. All I did was disable this pipe right here, which is set to extract. There we go. Now that can be back on running. And I think I also disabled my room over here. And then we can finally get to setting up our mob crusher. And I should be able to just throw this squid model into there. And this guy, ooh, I thought it was going to start working. It's got power. It's got fluid. I gave it some blood. What else does it need? Mob crusher. It needs blood and it needs squid models. And it's got fluid. Does it need? It might need. I figured it out. I forgot to put a fluid output hatch on there. Now it should start working and I'll be able to overclock this guy a bunch because I put an MV turbine onto it. And then I'm going to have this steel fluid output hatch. I'm actually going to move that. It's going to end up going over here to where the steel fluid input hatch is. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and break that and move it. I probably just lost that recipe, but it's just not a good spot for it. I'm going to put it up here. That way I can take a pipe and just pull it straight down like that to the fluid input hatch and then just go extract just like that. And now once that starts making some, we'll start getting some blood and we'll start getting some squid ink. Man, let me tell you, it has been a minute between clips, but I'm ready to go. I took a little break from recording because I was just feeling kind of bored. I wasn't really motivated to play. And now I'm feeling ready. So we are over here in the desert area that I've found. Not for sand, not for cactus. We want some of those guys right there. I need some rabbit hide. And there we go. And man, we have not been over here in a while. But we're going to be using our spectrum table thingy right here. And I believe the recipe is a little something like that. And there's our glow vision goggles. And you know what? I don't know if I have my paintbrush thingy. So let's see. It should be right there. And then we're going to right click on that. And this one is probably not too slow of a recipe. Now this one probably takes about 10 seconds or so. And there we go. There is our glow vision goggles. So let's read this. Kinetic components show added stress or impact capacity. Wait, what? Oh, that's reading like engineer's goggles from Create. That's not what these are. These are glow ink sac glow vision goggles, and I'm not really quite sure how to use them. But it says they're equipable in the face trinket slot. So I'm going to take off these. I'm going to place those on. And I'm guessing that maybe I can like right click with them. Something? I'm not sure. How do I get the actual ink into these guys? Well, the way that this reads is that all I have to do is have glow ink sacs in my inventory, which I do. But for some reason, I'm not getting the glow of, or the night vision effect. I get it from my beacon, which is all good and dandy, but I was hoping to be able to get it from these. And have I run out of squid things again? I believe so. I think I have to put some more in there. I think I'm just making some over here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. I've got 5 over here that I can go ahead and put into this guy. And I believe there's our input hatch right there. And that should start up that recipe again. Yep. So that's fantastic. Well, I set up a little quarry room up here. We now have 4 electric quarries running, and all I have to do to turn them on is to go ahead and enable this pipe right back here, pulling steam, just like this. And there we go. We are now powering all 4 of these quarries at MV, so they can run up to 256 a tick. And they're not even going to get close to that, I don't think. So I think we're going to be all well and good in the hood on these. I'm very happy to have this up and running. I also set up kind of a voiding system back here. Set up storage down here kind of at the back. So all of our items are going to get pumped into here. Eventually I'm going to set up a storage bus maybe right here. I don't know if I'll do a storage bus. I might just hook it straight into some ore processing. I'm not quite sure yet. But I've got a void thing back here for stuff that we're not going to need. And then, yeah, just everything else is getting stored in some upgraded drawers. It's not very pretty right now. I don't know if it ever will be. But we now have some upgraded ore creation. Everything is on export buses. So all of this is fully automated. Every single one of these drills is on passive. So they're all just going to be exported as they get used and as they get produced. So I'm thinking that up here by our quarries, we will add this lovely machine, the Mega Smelter. And I believe it should be a pretty easy build here. We're going to need some heat-proof casings. I'll go ahead and place all of these on the bottom here, just like that. We're going to need some copper nickel coil and then some more heat-proof casings along the top here. And then of course I'll have to go in and put my energy and item input and output hatches. And basically with this guy, I can throw in any raw ore, which we are getting from our nice ore processing fortune thing over there. And it will smelt up 32 of them at a time. And it's relatively quick even without overclock. But of course, this guy can overclock up to a ton. So I think this thing is going to be quite the beast for ore processing. So one issue that I kind of expect to run into with this thing is that it requires 32 of an ore to be able to process said ore. Well, how can we create a system that only inputs 32 of an ore? Because say it puts 33 raw lead in there. Well, it's going to cook 32 of that, and then there's going to be one sitting here in the input hatch just wasting a space. And I don't want that. I want to be able to process all of these ores as I go. Well, there's a system that we can do using Create, where with a brass funnel and a chute, we can limit the amount by 32 or 35, 64, whatever. All I have to do is on my brass funnel here, I can hold right click and set the extracted amount to up to exactly 32. Now, if I put, say, a stack of copper nickel coils, that's just because that's what I'm going to have in my inventory, it will only pull out 32 of them, and when there's not 32 of them, the rest will just sit in the barrel. So that's going to be our plan, is to just export items into a barrel and only drop them whenever there's 32, and then we'll have this chute going into the item input bus on our Mega Smelter thing. And there we go. It just dropped 32 lead into here to be processed up into lead ingots. And that's because I have this set to 32 and I have an export bus up here just set to lead right now because I don't have any capacity cards left. Well, I think that is probably a pretty good place to leave this one off. We have got a lot done. We've got ore processing upgraded a little bit. We've got ore production upgraded basically double. We've got it fully automated, all passive. We've got a lot of expansion going on down here with storage and whatnot. We are looking good. We added some more assembly lines. Very happy with the way this episode went. So if y'all also enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and be sure to check out the rest of my playlists. We've got Enigmatica 2 Expert going right now, having a freaking blast with that mod pack. And if you're really loving the channel, be sure to check out a channel membership. It is 99 cents a month. You'll get access to all my videos as soon as I hit upload, which sometimes can be up to 2-3 days beforehand. So if you think that sounds interesting, do check that out. I love you guys and I appreciate y'all watching. And as always, take care, y'all. I'll see you in the next one.